大家好，我是phong尼哥，欢迎来到我的频道。我们外国人经历好多事情哦，有的时候不好的。我的朋友马克，他经历的是真的最不好的，他快死掉了。好，我们问他过得怎么样。You are my friend for like almost 12 years. I know your story, so I would like to share with my audience because like we don't experience death. You almost died, right?
Yeah.
You passed away actually, but somehow you're here next to me.
Right.
So we are gonna share your story today. You were quite a hiker actually. You hiked a lot and then you like to explore new places around wherever you live and even far away. But something happened to you, right?
Yeah.
The thing I mentioned at the beginning. Can you please talk about that?
Well, basically, I got into hiking because my missus knows I like being outside and going places. And I wanted to get fit and get in shape and be more healthy. And she suggested hiking. So I gave it a try and I really enjoyed it. And then I started hiking every weekend. And then one weekend I went to this place in Sanche called Yuanshan. Basically, I went on Instagram and saw where people would like to go. So I went to Yuanshan. I was looking for it on my scooter and I drove all the way up and then I suddenly realized, oh, I'm at the top now.
Okay.
So I went to Yuanshan, I took a photo and then I thought I haven't hiked anywhere. So what I did was, I saw there was another hiking trail called Fude Keng. It's also in Sanche, like the connected trails. And then I hiked there for like maybe 3 or 4 hours. They had like a south point and a north point. And I went to the south point, and when I was at the south point, I got to an area where there was a break in the trees. I'm not at the edge, but I'm kind of like maybe like 2 steps away from the edge or something like that. And I'm taking a photo, and then all of a sudden the ground I'm standing on just goes.
Okay.
It like falls away. And obviously I'm there, so I fall with it. And then I kind of look up, and where I was standing is now going further away. And
that's called falling, I guess.
so I'm falling. And then I looked at the wall, and the wall's flying past me. And my last memory, I know it's supposed to be deep and meaningful, but my last memory was just like, holy shit, those dreams are real. Where you're falling and you see the wall going past you. And but shit, man, I can't wake up from this one. And then I heard a thump and a bang on my head, and then everything just went black. When I hit my head, I seen a load of weird shit, like shadows trying to get me and that. My dead grandparent and my dead uncle, they appeared in front of the dead people. I felt my body like shoot up. You know, like when in the morning, when something happens, when you're asleep and you just shoot up like that. That happened, and I was sliding down the mountain because it was like on the side bit. I was sliding down the mountain and then I grabbed a tree just to have a think what's going on, what's actually happening. And then I looked around and I realized I couldn't, I realized I'd fell. So then I shouted for a while, maybe like 5 or 10 minutes. I was shouting like, help, help, I fell, help. And I realized no one was coming because my whole 4 or 5 hours hiking, I saw like 5 people. So I thought I'm gonna have to deal with this shit. So what I did was, I'll just bum slide down the mountain. This is gonna sound stupid, but when I got to the bottom, I realized that when you go down a mountain, it doesn't just go down all the way to the road. There's another drop.
Oh, okay. Like a cliff.
I got a hold of a big tree, and then I hung over the big tree having a look to see if I could go down, but I couldn't go down.
Like a Tarzan.
So at that moment I decided I have no choice, but I have to go back up. So then I climbed back up. The only way I managed to climb back up was I figured out that the roots of the tree was really strong. So I was like putting like one finger through a root and pulling my whole body up with one finger.
You must have strong fingers.
I don't think I could do it now. I think I had like idiot strength. Like whatever happened when I fell, and
because you had to.
When I got back to the top, I come up with a plan that was going to either kill me or work. And the plan was I was going to run up to the area where the landslide was, and like the wall of the mountain was like all like mud and soil. So the idea was I was going to run up and just shove my arm in as far as I could, and then just shimmy across.
Okay.
And then I knew.
That's smart. That's smart.
So I knew I would only have like a second or 2. So I literally just went, okay, 1, I counted to 10, and right, now we go, live or die. And I just whacked my arm in and just shimmied really quickly, but I could feel the soil. Like I put my arm in and pulled it out, and I felt it falling away behind me. It's like the computer games, you know, when you jump on the ledge and it falls away. It was kind of
you have to stay there like less than one second.
I had to be fast.
Breakdown, yeah.
So it was kind of like that. I went fast. I don't think I've moved as fast in my life. And then when I got to the other side,
Because you didn't die before.
and when I got to the other side, I shimmied around a little bit more, and I seen a load of rubbish. And it's the first time I've ever been happy to see a load of rubbish, because that means if there's rubbish there, the trail is close by.
Oh yeah.
People create a load of rubbish.
Yes.
And then I found the trail, and I climbed up onto the trail, give out a big cry, like, yeah.
I made it. Let's talk about your ear,
Right?
because that you have a mark
Well,
from that accident.
I tell people I'm lucky and unlucky, because actually the only injury I got from falling was I nearly chopped the ear off my head. From here all the way around to the back, this was ripped off, and it was hanging down here, and only this. Only,
Imagine your
only
ear.
this small little bit here was still on my head.
Okay.
And then when I was moving, I could feel it wobbling, and that. At one point, one of the twigs on the trees, it got stuck right in my ear when I was climbing underneath a branch. And I tried to pull it off, and I realized it was going to rip the ear off my head, so I had to slowly pull it out, really slowly. And
But your ear came with it also.
No. If I had pulled it hard, it would have ripped my ear off. But I had to pull it like really slowly out like that. And when I was pulling it slowly, the pain was intense, but I knew it had to go slow. When I got to the hospital, you could see inside my head, and you could see the bones and everything. And by the time I got to hospital, like the right side of my head is going numb. And it's really funny because my dad, he's in the army.
Yeah.
And he likes to watch like Ray Mears Survival and all that kind of stuff. And I used to always tell him, like, I don't need any of this. There's going to be nowhere in my life or time when I need this. And actually, when I was navigating through the trees, a lot of that stuff I watched with my dad was really helpful. When I got back on the trail, like the right side of my head was all covered in blood and mud. And my whole body from head to toe, I was covered in mud. And then I saw an old woman and a man walking their dog. I said to her really nicely and calmly, like, excuse me, could you please call me an ambulance? I've got a small problem. And then she looked at me and she goes, ah! And she kept trying to hug me and shake me, and I was telling her, like, oh, please don't, my ear is wobbling so much. So she rang the ambulance, and then when it come...
I'm sorry, but like when you said that, I imagine an elephant. Yeah, I'm sorry for that.
So and then it was kind of funny going down the mountain as well, because they sent the mountain rescue. But I'm a big guy, I'm heavy, right? And they sent the mountain rescue, and there's these two little guys. And they're like, oh, we're gonna carry you down the mountain. I was like, I don't think so. Like, no, there's no problem with me, because the only injury I had was my ear. I didn't have a scratch. I didn't have a broken bone. There was nothing on me was intact.
Well, actually, you knocked your head.
No concussion.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. You know, sometimes it comes later.
No, it didn't come. Yeah. So to go back to the hospital, you could see right in my ear, and the doctor, he rushed me into surgery. Plastic surgery, and then they stitched my ear back on my head. Now it doesn't move so much.
It looks fine. Yeah. It looks
no one can tell, because the scar's on the back, but you can see right in my head. You can see the bones and everything, and I've got the pictures, but obviously you can't put them on your YouTube. They're a little bit gruesome. But if anyone wants to see, I'll happily send them. It doesn't matter. If anyone's interested in seeing injuries and accidents,
they can ask you by checking your channel and reaching you through your channel, because you started a YouTube channel. Yeah, this is another thing I want to. He didn't give up. He didn't give up Taiwan. He just wanted to continue his happy life in Taiwan, and he's now recording them. So maybe you can check his channel too to give him some love.
So actually, in the hospital, I was the special patient, because we didn't mention it, but when I fell, no one saved me. I climbed back up myself. They kept asking me, who found you? I said, no one found me. And they were like, what do you mean no one found you? Everyone who falls gets found by someone.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I just climbed back up. And they're like, how did you climb back up with your ear hanging off? I say, well, I just have to do it. And like the woman from the surgery, she rang me up after the surgery. She was like the assistant for the doctor. And she was saying like, how you doing now? She didn't say who she was. She rang up and said, how you doing now? I say, who are you? And she said, oh, I was in your surgery, don't you remember? And then a few days later, she came to visit me.
Oh, really?
She came and she was like, "Oh, I was in your surgery. How are you doing?"
Oh, she was sweet then.
Yeah,
Wow.
but she wasn't the only one. There was like about 4 or 5 or maybe 6 different people, and like they kept telling everyone he's the special patient. He climbed back up the mountain.
Wow. Okay, actually, like doctors don't really visit patients.
But they visit me all the time.
Oh,
I got a
nice.
bit sick of them by the end. They kept interrupting me.
Wow, nice.
And one of the nurses, she said I should go stay at Penghu because I'm the special patient. Her cousin's got a hotel or something.
Okay.
So this was all just because they'd never heard anyone ever climb back up, because no one found me.
You must be a god. God of survival.
So if you want to get the picture, my YouTube channel is Don Marco with 2 A's.
I'm gonna write it down.
Right.
It will be under the video too.
My Twitter has the same name, and my Instagram has the same name already.
They're all down in the description box.
But that wasn't planned. That was like an afterthought.
You didn't fall because promoting your YouTube channel, right? All right. So everyone, thank you for watching, and thank you for checking his channel and listening to his story. Actually, it's quite interesting, and I have a survivor friend. Don't forget to subscribe and like to both of our channels, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.